Hey guys. So we're doing another meal video today, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I cannot translate what I'm looking at. The image is too low res, but I do know what the layout looks like. So what we're gonna be doing today, while I try to figure out what the actual like design is I am going to do the layout of the second deck. Like how it's set up the layers and all that. Because if I want to be completely honest with you guys, and I do, I have no idea what is in each room. I physically cannot translate it. It doesn't translate well to me, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna start here, and what we're gonna be doing is here there is a bulkhead. Here's a bulkhead. There's a bulkhead up front. And I will say, I know there's a lot in this area that I might actually be able to figure it out. There's a ton in here. I know where the ladders are and the stairs. That's I should actually have this open real quick. Let me see. Here, because it incorporates both of these. And I think that goes there. Yeah. There's like a little side room here. And I'll be doing the rooms. I just don't know what's in them. So I'll give you the layout, but I don't know what's in it yet. So I'm sorry about that. And I'll figure it out eventually. I'll find a way to figure it out. All right. Back here is a lot more complex. But at the same time, it's probably a little easier to understand because of it. All right. So first thing first. Let's see. That lines up there. The back of that mag. I think there is supposed to be two rooms right here. Could mean I actually should push this back a little more, but I am not going to. Sometimes you gotta condense things into one. It sucks, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Uh, and then we got another room that lines up with the back of this barbette slightly off center. Like here? No, looking for. Hmm. No, it actually lines up. Okay. There. And it should just leave a little bit of. Ooh, wait. I am in the wrong area. Yeah, and that should line up with that, I believe. Yes, it does. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a small room right here. I like to use trapdoors a lot. Because it does give you more space in these little lower areas. So there. Yeah, and there's like these, goes like this the entire way down for that. It does widen after this. I'm gonna put a trapdoor here. I don't know. I think it naturally widens with the hole. Yeah, right there. It's about that wide. A little bit tinier than that. Doesn't go all the way across, but goes about here. Actually, I think it aligns here with this one, so that like that, and because I want a little more space for that room, I'll go like here. Should be a one wide hallway here. But we can make it smaller than one wide. How far does this go? There's another one like this. Yeah, that's fine. And I know it's kind of boring to see me just set up rooms rather than build what's in them. But layout does matter, and I wanted to come back to this a little slow, just so I could take my time, show you guys the process. Because I usually do rooms. Ooh, I just noticed that. Well, there's a very simple solution to that. There. Something like that. Gives it a little more space too. There. Yeah, that's fine. And let me look back at this. This is 2 rooms right here. So what I'll do is that. And then there's like another little hallway thing. So here we go. Okay, I don't even think that's possible, so we'll just do it like this. Which side is this on? There? Okay. And that extends into the back of this. So for now, let's just do it like that. And I know I say a lot of this and that, but it's for a reason. Okay, 2 blocks. And then there's another. It's because I'm looking at something, and I guess it's kind of hard for me to explain what I'm doing exactly when it comes to, oh, this is what this area looks like kind of thing. I think, no. Ends right there. Align with the center. Bam. And is there one more thing? Yes, there is. I can cover this up. The way you have to get into here, should be over here. It should be like right here, I would think. So what I'll do is I'll set up some trapdoors right here to make it a ladder down. There we go. And then we'll get another. Come on. There we go. There. So that sets up that set of rooms, except for where they separate. So there's a room that separates about halfway through here. Yeah, that's actually right. Oh, interesting. And then you have a really big room right here, and I don't know what it is. It's probably a dynamo room, if I had to take a guess. So this area of the ship is almost laid out. There is another set of these, this kind of room. I'll once again give it some decent space. There. And it's supposed to be split in half right here. I don't know why it would be split in half. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Yeah. It's fine the way it is right now. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to come up to the front. And hopefully, while I'm doing this, I'm trying to enhance the image that I'm looking at. I don't know. I don't know how enhancers work very well. So hopefully that works. But it probably won't if I'm going to be completely honest. Alright. Here's where we get some complex room design. Alright, so starting here, there is that full bulkhead right there. I think right here, okay, I think I see something. So here, like that, and I think this is entirely just a fuel tank. So I'll actually remove the top, keep that there, because I want it to be stable. I don't want a big weak point right here, like that would split. Yeah, I think that's entirely a fuel tank. There's two rooms right here, the same size. Then there's just this big open space. I am going to do this real quick because the space looks a little more open than that. And it's split down the middle. That much I do see. Although it might be slightly off center. No, it's not. Okay. And that's split into two rooms. Like that. And there's like this little tiny... Because this is a square room right here. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's like this little complex area right here. That. And then another, because this room is a block shorter. Yeah, this is funky looking. There. And I think I'll keep it like that. I think that's just how it's going to end. I'm going to put a ladder. Oh, there's actually a perfect ladder spot right there. And yeah, I'll say this video is probably one of the more boring ones. It's just me laying out walls, and no one wants to see that. Let's be honest here. But it is a very important part of the build, is setting up everything. And it does give me time to try to translate whatever is going on, because I don't understand it. All right. With that all said and done, I'm not sure if that's a fuel tank. I think I'll do something like that, where I keep the fuel tank on the one side. Yeah, that actually makes more sense. Okay, then we have a one-wide hallway. It starts right here. Hmm. And this definitely has a trapdoor wall here, because it is supposed to be fairly spacious. That is how you're supposed to get in this area. So, I'll probably put a ladder. Actually, yeah, that right there is fine for a full wall. The ladder can go right here, which means I can close this off. Actually, no. I put the ladder in the wrong area. This is the ladder area. And there's pretty much like a tiny slit of a walkway here. Yeah, it's tiny. You can barely fit in it. But it does mean I think I know where the ladder is going. The ladder's going right here. Which means we can cover the rest of this up. And right now I'm just getting the really basic part done. Yeah, that's right. And this is only split into 2 different rooms. Like that. But this side, let's see how this side's doing. Okay. So when that turns, that's its own thing. But it's also split into 2. So trapdoors there. There is some pretty big negatives to what I'm doing here. So not everyone's going to want to do this. The negatives being that trapdoors take up air. So by doing these super filled, detailed bottom decks, you are limiting yourself and your flotation. The good news with this ship, it's not really well armored, meaning there won't be much displacement taken up by, well, not much displacement actually taken up by anything that weighs a decent bit. Yeah, that's right there. And then there's a ladder stairs right here. Let me just put that there. Yep. All right. And next we get to this area. All right. And this area is fairly open. It doesn't really show much in it because I think it's all supposed to be mag storage here. But it should be separated by like that. Sorry, my brain's farting for a sec. It's basically just that. That is the entirety of this, which leads me to believe it might be some magazine storage, like I said. I'm not sure what it is, to be completely honest. And you might see me flying back here. It's just to see if I missed anything. I did. Actually, I might not have. No, I didn't. I didn't. Alright. And yeah, this is going to be a relatively short one. I would like to make it longer. I would like to have a little more to explain to y'all. But this is, really complex in this area. These should line up. I think. Yeah, that's right, actually. I could do it like that, but no, I don't need to. Alright. I come up here. That is literally how it's divided. Where is the ladder going to be? The ladder should be here. Makes it easy. already know where the ladder here is, so I can just do that. You come forward, and it looks like this is actually a windowless room. So let me check something. It is. Well, it's at least the bottom of the windlasses. So, knowing our chain locker is right here, that actually makes sense. So what I can do is pipe it through the floor. Not like that, like there. Yeah. Have this here. Doesn't mean I have to lose two of that. Come back. And we'll get the start of the windlasses. Which actually start out pretty far back, but I'm not going to put them that far back, so I can have this room right here. And we're going to have decorative. This much I know, so you might be wondering, hey, you said you're not going to do much for this. Well, this is a room I can actually tell what it is. So in all fairness, I think it's okay if I do it. Not pole, periscope. Like that, yeah. Alright, and then the room ahead of it looks like it is separated into two. Right here, I would say about. And this is probably just a cargo room, so we'll throw some cargo in there. Alright, now is gonna be building up the walls. And this video will pretty much be over. It's not that long. It's probably not all that great when it comes to entertainment value, but does show stuff you do need to do with these ships. Hopefully, by the time this video is out, I will have found either a higher quality set of images for the schematics, or hopefully sorry, my brain's shutting off a little bit. Hopefully, maybe I would have been able to use an image enhancer or something by the time. I don't know how well image enhancers work. I would assume not very well, to be completely honest. But I mean, it's okay to hope. And if the image enhancer does work, you'll find an episode of this in the next Monday or Sunday. That's how I'm going to keep these uploads, is Mondays or Sundays. In other words, Wednesdays we'll start having uploads. And the first one is going to be building a ship really quickly. It's going to look like a pre-dread, but that's not the main point of this series. The point of that series is going to be testing the effectiveness of things on the server. So, for example, let's say I need to know how effective a turboelectric drive is in comparison to a normal drive, a normal power drive. Well, that's how you find out. And the best way to find out is through actually testing the stuff. I might have some help for that one. I might have someone that comes on and helps me do it. I don't know if I will, but it is a very large possibility. That series, I think, is going to be very, very fun to do, because it is less just standing around watching me do technical building stuff, and a lot more hands-on kind of stuff, where I'll have all the armor layouts and stuff like that pre-laid out. They're going to be done before I start. I'm going to have everything calculated before I start, and then I'm going to do just the actual tests after I start, if that makes any sense. It's not going to be anything Well, I know, if anything, and it might actually be a little bit groundbreaking for the server, so I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting time. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think you guys are gonna enjoy that. Because you get to see this server, a little more, the more fleshed out view of this server, rather than just sometimes on stream when it happens to have an event. It's gonna be, I planned this, I know what I want to happen, and I'm gonna see the data and hope certain things I think are right, but they might not be. But that's the entire point of doing that kind of series. So yeah, the first episode of that I will record on Wednesday and release it on Wednesday. Because again, it's not like I'm a editing genius. I don't really edit anything. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I think I'll do that just for the saving of air. Because I'm already taking up a ton of air here with how this is laid out, and that's not very efficient weight-wise. Let's be real. So that's all done. That actually looks better when like that. It's not actually all that bad. Oh, and before we cut off this video, I will show you how the engine rooms turned out. I had to change the boiler piping a little bit to specifically fit some things, fit some piping. I did the prop layout, so I know how the propellers are set up. And it's a little sketchy. But, sometimes stuff's sketchy. To make stuff work, kind of have to jerry-rig some things sometimes, you know? Especially with those engines. They're pretty decently sized engines, all things considered. I mean, I've fit larger engines into smaller spaces, but I would say those engines are probably better looking. The layout's a little nicer to look at, all that kind of stuff. And it's really worth taking those couple extra seconds to design stuff like that. To look at something and say, this is questionable. It's gonna work. I know it's gonna work, but I need to somehow fit it somewhere. And with engines, you do have to make compromises. There's no second guessing. You have to make compromises with engines, or you're probably not going to have a decent power plant for the size boat you have. So, okay, before we sign off, and I know this is short, uh, here is boiler room number 1. It has direct access to boiler room number 2, or, well, fire room. You'll notice the piping's different because I had to fit 2 sets of piping for for 2 engines. So each boiler room's dedicated to a singular engine. These have their signs now, so these are working steam engines. These guys aren't. Hey, that's a good, that's how you do a steam generator sign. Nope, they can't both be 2. They can't both be 1. There we go. So that's how this is laid out. And I haven't added the armored top yet. I always armor this with some type of, at least a wall to absorb some sort of impact. It might not be tough unless you're using cobble wall, then it will actually probably be fairly tough. But right now, this is the event. Excuse me. this isn't a very heavy ship. Using something like cobble wall, especially when considering this isn't armored very well, is kind of a waste of time. It's a waste of resources, really. You can use that displacement for some stuff else. So I'll probably just use I'll probably just use uh diorite. Here's the piping. You might notice that I started putting these barrels everywhere. These barrels are what you use to keep the engines running now. There's a new system in place where you have to oil your engines, and those are all barrels to oil those engines. So that's how I set them all up. They're all put in, they're all working. I had to test if they worked. Yes, they work. I guess one of the things I would probably do next episode is boiler piping. I think that will be a little more interesting than this video. But I'll only really do that if I don't have this done, like this schematic of this done. Oh, here's also the torpedo bulges. You notice this white line right here? That is where they separate. So there'll be a wall like that across them. It's just to make them a little bit smaller, make it a little more durable to torpedo hits. Although in fairness, again, because of the test thing, I'll probably test torpedo defense and I'll probably see if that bar is useful or not. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I don't really care. Just enjoy what you're watching, and I will be with you guys next time. Hope to see you soon.